Welcome back to Wheel of Games, where we're going to continue playing Blueprints and poring over that A New Clue book, which just had so many different things to think over. I had to split it up even in the middle of reading that book. And this is definitely a long day of exploration, so let's get back into the mind-melting, looking over all these crazy new puzzle clues. Another thing, I only just noticed during the editing here that I managed to get 2 libraries during the same day. I was wondering how I ordered the book and read it on the same day, and I didn't notice it during the playtime at all, but I've got a library in the lower corner and the library we're in right now in the same house. That's neat. A little bit of a break. Basically, screenshotted everything. And so, the general gist of this book is it's telling us to pay attention to some very, very specific things. The books that we've already seen, the corner cases, so there is a low clue in the patio, nook, office, and pantry, or whatever that actually means, because all checked corner case rooms had a low case clue found in the rooms. That means. And we've got basically bus route instructions, and we get a number from counting all of the stops. Okay? We can't really read the ages to know what to do with those, unfortunately. But retrace all your sketches and study the files. I hope there isn't another thing that we have to look in each one of the sketches we've looked at before in all the rooms, but oof. Okay, so retrace your steps. That's basically saying look at all the library books again. Just look high and low in all the rooms. So I think search every corner in each of the tombs is telling us, by the way, the secret passage in the tomb is going to be in a corner. Okay, so I have to click all over that. Check every space. If he found a new clue, he'd know what to do. And what does this overall look like? Those kind of look like bricks. But what? Foundation, a lighthouse tower, but disguised as a rook? So maybe this is talking about a room that has a rook in it. And like the reading nook definitely is one of the 2 rooms that would have a white rook in it. So that could be a thing. But I don't really know any candles in there. So yeah, look under the beds and in the nooks. Okay. I mean, looking under the beds, I think I found like a page sort of sticking out underneath maybe the bunk beds, but I feel like I've made sure to look under the beds. Yeah, questioning the maids, I've seen the head maid's chamber at least once and I looked through it. Question the cooks. Okay. And yeah, the chauffeur is the guy who was fired. Maybe they got a new one, but that was one of the people that they let go, who told him new clues were found only in books. Not sure about that. But now this is specifically talking about the library books that we can check out, which also includes ones that we've read before. And unfortunately, even though I took screenshots of every page of the Book of Orindia, I don't think I took a picture of the cover to know whether it was the cover of that was red, for example. So, oops. Although if I find that one, I should be able to see the outline of the book, like the outline of the book cover somewhere else. So, let's see, History of Orindia. Ah, I zoomed in too much to really see it. It looks like a black. That could just be inside though, but it does appear, oh, that's the censored version. The non-censored one really just doesn't have, it's also black. Okay. So that's the only one I've really taken that close of notes on everything with. Let's see, we've got the Reddington, the borrow list on this one. Can't even tell what color it is, but I did not take a picture of. You can't even see it on this one. So I would have to go specifically back to my recordings to get an idea of what the covers of those books look like. Oh well, at least it's a possibility. And I don't think I even thought about that when I was looking at like the clues. like the drafting guide, volume 3. So I'm going to have to check everything out again, which, gives me something to do with the library at least. This is all very interesting. Lunar renamed. I mean, there's the one lady who has like the lunar locket associated with her. The purple Uncle Aw. Tender Cipher. Yeah. And draft the sixes. What are the sixes? What are the sixes? Drafting rank 6 perhaps would be important? I'm not sure, but it's telling us to draft something about a room. Very interested. I don't know why lore equals word and jor equals name. Change all the letters in the lines that he found. And check the colors of the spines. Double the meaning of seasonal greetings. Double the meaning of seasonal greetings. What of all these things could that even make any sense with? I'm not really sure. But in the picture here, he's definitely doing anagrams. So we've got the fixed star. What he's covering up here is probably very interesting. Let me work that out. Okay, so the fixed stars, I think this is much more literal than I was expecting. Because, yeah, the fixed stars, that it could be giving us the one about blue, and then we need to do anagrams with the other ones to come up with some words. So I'm going to mess around with that for a little bit and see what I can come up with. Well, the purple one pretty clearly translates into a new clue, which is also the purple book. The fixed stars is the name of another one of the books that's in here. That's in the library that we've definitely gotten. So I should be able to work out the other couple pretty quickly. Although since we have a book, we don't have the book list here right now. But I'm going to see if I can grab the other two as well. Red one is the Red Prince. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. R-E-D, T, and then P-R-I-N-C. Yeah. And the green one. Okay, the green one took me a lot longer to figure out, but it's Rune and Realm. So the non-destroyed version of that book will also give us a lot of information. So I think we've read the Red Prince before, and I'm not sure if we avoided doing the observatory one. I feel like I may have been saving that one for last because we had in the observatory possibly the exact same book is just sitting there. So maybe I can, next time I walk through the observatory, go check that out as well. Okay, so 4 books from the library we have extra information about. There's new clues in those books, and if we then go forward enough to here, we've got red, green, violet, blue. Violet here, we've essentially found something. It was just the word Tio, which didn't help us terribly, but maybe we only find all of them and we perhaps put them in this order. That might mean something. But yeah, library, the way. The way is alphabetical wrapping around, I guess. But that doesn't tell me so much. You know what? Jor, on that chalkboard, it also told us something. Jor is name, lore is word. So Jor is something name. I don't think it's ma name. This MA there might mean something. Ma name key. XYZ ABC. So the dead ends lead towards these keys. Now the dead ends, we saw all of those in the pile. The dead cases, but not necessarily ends, but these in this particular order, I've written them down, and perhaps the letters. No, the letters in the portraits are by position, not by room. So if I find something interesting in those rooms and put them in that order, maybe it will mean something. But at least we've worked out the anagram here. We've not used the Mary Mary just yet, or the right versus right. But yeah, the fact that we've got lore, word, door is name. And the major sort of is telling me that that needs to be cut apart. I don't see lore anywhere else. The only lore that I recall reading was par lore. So if that was par, and then what was lore? We were just looking at it. What was on the chalkboard? So word, so par word, not by itself. But the fact that it's telling us to look for synonyms, that's just something to keep in mind as a general rule. I don't see a direct application from this hint to a specific other puzzle in the same way that Draft the Sixes went straight into here, and the fact that the Fixed Stars is a book. So that led us somewhere right away. We've got our bus route instructions that don't help us terribly much. And yep, yeah, it's clear you should read these 4 books very carefully. And I just don't know what to do with this XYZ ABC yet. Yeah, dead end in major key. I'm really not sure. And the fact that we've got the chess pieces in these as well. Suspect is minor, is major, is minor. Oh, interesting. Interesting, interesting. I don't know what these suspects are supposed to tell us yet. I don't have that hint. I mean, the fact that the suspect is minor, the only thing that we have that's like minor versus like adult are the ages in the book here, the lists here. So, like if that was a 12 or something, maybe that's our suspect. But our suspect in what? We don't really know what we would do with this if we could even read the suspect list. Like the suspect is minor, I can't really make that out. So that's unfortunate. I cannot work any more on that puzzle right now. But, I mean, not too bad. I don't see anything hidden on this one. Okay, well, let's not forget. Try to break the vase now that we've got the sledgehammer. Like, actually looking at the backgrounds of these things, I'm not seeing terribly much. I don't think the coffee helps us. I don't think that's writing down there. If I had a magnifying glass, I could check. And yeah, I've gone through this multiple times. I'll probably have to go through this more at other times, but the fact that the suspect is a key, the suspect is minor, a key, the suspect is a key, like they're old and they have aches. You know, they're trying to make us think in synonyms, so they've got aches, right? A keys. They've got the A keys. This whole thing, when I multiply that by our riddle, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. Now, an interesting thing, if I put the book down and we just listen, you can hear the footsteps. I've remarked on that a few times that you can actually hear it, and since we are small, 8 steps would actually mean something to us. 1, 3, 4. Maybe we can cross a room in less than 8 steps here. Yep, it's 6 steps across your standard room sizing here. So if we count small gates, 8, like 8 small steps, I don't know. It doesn't really line up enough. Like there's nothing hidden on the bottom of this, right? Oh wow, it's November 29th in game. Well, my 1 month thing is almost at its deadline. So we've stared at this book, I think, enough. I've gotten several clues out of it, although I still feel like I just need more information, magnifying glass. I'm going to go crazy if I stay here any much longer, but totally worth it. So that's our new clue. Now we need to look at... I'll swing by the observatory and the entrance hall at some point. Let's draft some new rooms. I've been sitting here for quite a while. Ooh, the ballroom. Interesting. This will trigger my experiment. I want to lose half the other things, so... I mean, this will just give us 2 gems, and I don't know that I've ever actually drafted this yet, so is the perfect time. Oh, wow, I remember that super reflecty. So, a letter is now in the mailroom. We have even more reason to go backtrack to the front room. Well, we want to explore the house. Ah, yep, it set our gems back to 2. So we basically have unlimited gems today. Ah, that's where I got the other musical sheets that told us about the 2 stones outing. Clara and Simon. Inclips Ball in 1952. So Clara Epson and Simon, not Simon P. Jones, but the Simon from the family tree that I'm trying to bring up. That is Simon H. Sinclair, who I believe is our grandfather. We think Marion Marigold is our mom, and our dad, literally on the letter he sent to us, just calls himself Dad, so we don't know his name. But I guess he's not relevant in here. So that's Simon Sinclair and Lara Epson, 1952. Interesting. We read somewhere in the, I think it was the Field Guide to Reddington, that she got married in 1951. So that said, they could just be dancing the next year, but I mean, when it says 8 dates crack 8 safes, it cannot possibly be like 1951, 1952, 1953. Like, that would be nuts. I'm gonna have to try it, but that would be nuts. And it kind of looks like a feather, but maybe it's a fingerprint smudge. Don't see anything else hidden in here. It's just a nice photo. And I'm sure it can't be just a nice photo. Okay. So we continue straight on through. Now we've been explicitly told to look under everything. Oh, I thought that was a UI element popping up on me, like the next page that fooled me for so long. Yeah, that ballroom, like, these are the chairs. And this is the table that it is even sitting on. So we've got the 2 glasses here. Can't flip it over. But this is where the picture was taken. Weird. See that weird effect right there? I'll bet that if this was on the outside, that would be an open window or something. But that makes me feel like this curtain's not supposed to be there or something. Something about this room is just giving me horror game vibes, like the extreme reflections. I expect to like turn around and see a monster standing right behind me. Just in this game. Okay, we've got some decent possibilities. Give us a good room. The pool would give us the pump room. I don't want a quest bedroom from right here. The den would at least give us a gem as opposed to taking a gem away. That said, every time we come back to the ballroom, it's going to set us back to 2 again. So we could come back and get more gems without much difficulty. You know what? The den gives us more options. The rotation of the pool just sucks. So we're going to the den. I don't like how everything's whining quite so much here. Low hits. I gotta make sure I'm looking low everywhere I can. And it's gonna be on the ceiling. Right, that's how it works. Okay, this is one of the prime soil spots, so green room? Ooh. This is a better candidate for an office, as it turns to the left. Bedroom's free movement. What could I realistically do with this office? 2 gems would trigger the experiment again. I've already forgotten what it was. I spent so much time in that book. That said, I've got a path towards gems if I really, really need them. And... ah, right. Another letter has been given to the mailroom. Hopefully it didn't overwrite it. And this one also gives us a king in the house. Huh. And to try it, does any of these make any more of a sense? March of the Count. White March, Fall, Passing Herrings. Like you got the Lord, Barons, the Major. That's funny. Red herrings, but none of the other ones really match to anything, unfortunately. Not sure if the last title is supposed to be hearings or herrings. Check if any of those are available. There's no bases I can break in here, right? I've clicked on everything, but I haven't clicked on everything with a sledgehammer in my hand. There's Simon and Clara. This was Herbert's house. Okay, let's just try 1952. Nope. Okay. That's all the time I'm willing to put into that. Okay, I can spread gold. Sure, as far as I know, there's nothing else in there. Now, I do think if I run payroll, that is going to increase the likelihood of seeing the head mage room, which reduces the items you see, so it's not one I really want to go into. I could pause the experiment. Oh, right. We've already done that this week, I guess. Okay, so there's more gold to be found in all the rooms we've previously been in. I'm not sure what else I can do in here right now. Hello, statue. Okay, we're going north along the east side. Boiler room and power. I mean, West bedroom is starting to go up in terms of value, just because it's going to increase my endurance. It's not helping me get to the antechamber. I still need the greenhouse, the grand hall, or the great hall, or the secret garden. It's like if I open up the boiler room here, I'm going to want to immediately backtrack to the ballroom to get more gems. Oof. So do I go straight forward? I'm going to try to go up through the den and hope I don't need the power. Need gems. Oh, but coins already. Do I draft now? No, I don't have the gems yet. Get the gems first. Back up to 2. To the den. Oh man. All dead ends. And I don't have any reroll ability. Well, west bedroom it is, I guess. Then I've got to go to the boiler room and hope to get good stuff. So 8 plus 10. The key. So look under beds. Just gotta keep reminding myself of all the things they've continually told us to do from that last book. I didn't see anything. I'm keeping my eyes pretty open. See the whales. There aren't any particular books on the shelves. None of them ever jumped out, I think. Yeah, the sheep is kind of interesting there. Or perhaps a dog. Oh yeah, that's a... No, that's more like a ram's horn. And the captain wheel. I mean, wheel, 2 E's. If that was sheep, that would be 2 E's. But whale, no. But the fact that we've got wheel, whale, anchor, ram, it doesn't quite line up, but it's curious. just words that match up a little bit. Okay. Boiler room it is. We don't want to get stuck. This. Door closed. Oh, open. I gotta turn on the power first. I guess, nope, I can't send it behind me. I can only send it dead end, or to the right. So, there it is. That's our only outlet for the power. I don't see any items down there. Okay. Oof. Well, that's what we got these keys for. Oof. Man, I don't want a dark room here. But maybe I could buy a fancy key and get something really good coming off of the chapel. I do not like this idea, but 2 blind chances versus 1 chance where I can pick of 3, but they might all 3 be bad. So, dark room it is. Yep. And that's true, the power is still going, at least. They're using up my keys quickly here. Now, is one requiring a gem necessarily any better than the others? I also don't know their rotations at all. I'm still not far from the ballroom where I basically have the infinite gems. Something with a gem should be better. Well, you know what? I never draft the nursery, so this is a good time to explore the nursery. Because I don't know that I've ever actually been in here. Interesting, a dragon toy. There's that sheep/ram again. Ah! Well, we found a pawn in here. Rubik's Cube, eh? Is that Rocking Horse movie? I'm hearing squeaking. Nope, a white pawn, but nothing else we can do. You're not going to make us solve the Rubik's Cube? I better not have to count the stars. 2-star ball, eh? Okay. I'm getting a whole lot of nothing. Got a couple of cribs. Aha! Wait, is this really the Red Prince is just in here? Oh, we can just look at this book right now. And I can record it properly. Okay, more reading. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies, and a red castle made of snow. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view, yet heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down, if he was ever outside when the clouds went around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? A story he had read in the bath and the bed. Maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red. He looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. The red book we just read. So, interesting things to note from this. There's a little bridge just like that, and, well, more than one tree on the western path. But I don't see it really telling us anything about that either. Or the trees exactly matching anything. The stop sign, watch all the signs. Interesting. This one itself doesn't seem to have the clue depth of the other ones. Notably, all the red things have a blue shadow, which we don't explicitly see with, like, the green or the birds, but the boy still has that blue shadow. He's the only thing with a shadow here as well. The tree doesn't, although here the shadow isn't blue. Always has his nose in a book. So the crown of rubies is an heirloom that was stolen at the same time that Marion Marigold disappeared. Interesting, or at least it was stolen at the same time that she left the country. Heirloom. So, the story that we literally just read. Okay, so now if I jump back to, I have to pull up the picture of the right page that we took. So go to page 6. Which one was? Okay, in here. I'm gonna have to blow it up just to be able to read it again. Okay, red was page A, word X. So that's word 24. Page A would be the title page. And this does not have a word X. But word number 24 here, 5, 11, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Made. I mean, this wouldn't have, this only has 6 words on it, so that's odd. Assume page count starts on title pages. So the page count, unless this is count 0, and this is 1. It says count starts on title pages, because this could then be made. But then I'd have to go back and check the Violet book again as well, because page B, word Y. Oh, okay, if we go back to here again, so page B going by that numbering, if this is 0, 1, we'll count this as 2. So word number 25, 10, 15, 20, evident. So you'd have made and evident. If we take the order of them being this, so it'd be made, something, evident. We don't know about draft the 6s, but we'll probably get a chance to read that when we go to the observatory. So we got to read a book. Okay, I just made all my notes, took screenshots. So a couple of things I noticed when just going page by page and taking a look at things again. Yes, we noticed the red crown made of rubies. Red is in every sentence right here. But another thing, I mean, the fact that it's the only true color, interesting, even though on all the notes it's a lion color, so we're given reason to distrust that. But yeah, could stand white, or implied yellow or black. Sky was not red. Maybe this is implying we should take a look at the ground when we're outside. Okay, the note was, it likes to put the same, like, pictures of the same book in here, because this should be The Prince Had a Love for All Things Red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. And it's the same pictures as everything we had on the other side. Is that just another fire hydrant? Yeah, there really were 2 in there. And the rose under the wagon was still there. Hey, there's no rose under that wagon. I just see something very critical. Purely by accident. But yeah, I mean, there's no red rose in the duplicated picture. All the other things I think are all there. Maybe not every one of the apples. Every one of these 6 apples, because the other one's hidden. But there were 4. Plus the one he's holding. Yeah, there were 4 down there. So it's like, this is missing from this picture. I don't know if that's important, that the red rose is missing. Is there anything else that's missing from here? This is just the book, and that's the edge of the page there. But yeah, noticing the differences in the reflections could be interesting. So yeah, just curious that there is a difference between the miniature version of the book, and also the fact that they're giving us the red book we just read is also sort of hinting at we should be listening for those synonyms, the words that sound the same, and see if there's needs to be said. Red prints, like blueprints. Yes, is like blueprints of a house, but also a blueprints. But red prints doesn't have the same ring to it. So yeah, the fact that this is saying the book is in the same room, there's the obvious literal, we are reading this book. But is there another book in the nursery here, perhaps? He looked like our prince from his toes to his head. Does our character actually have a long-lost twin, perhaps? Or cousin? Okay, so yeah, that sort of notes all the stuff I could think of. That was a little bit interesting. Yeah, the red rose isn't there. I mean, I'm not sure about the words, but I can recreate it with the screenshots I got. So, alas, that was another dead end. At least the tomb is getting pretty full. Nursery, guest room, storeroom. I've got at least 4 dead ends in this house. But we need a good connecting room. 2 gems usually has connections, I'm hoping. Oh, right, even more letters. I hope I'm not, like, cycling through things that I'm never actually going to get to see. I'm hoping that they're stacking, that I will get to read several letters. Otherwise, that would really stink. Oh, I'm getting all these coins today. Oh, more green rooms? I just really need that left turn here. The boudoir. I mean, the boudoir, I think, is a rarer room than the bedroom. And, the 3 apples is not too shabby. Not sure what else I'm looking for, though. But yeah, I need the left turn. It sucks that I'm not making it to the back corner yet again. But is this actually... You know what? Yeah, that boudoir room is one of the few letters I'm still missing. So... we've got that flower, we've got the blueprint. Maybe it's just literally telling me the letter here is T. Because that actually matches what I'm expecting. How about that? I was expecting T in there, but I don't know what that is such that the blueprint there, like it's not chart and char or something. I don't know what type of flower this one is. Like sage or fir, I kinda had a guess. I don't get this one. So I'll take a note anyway, but I'm pretty sure that confirms the T for count. Okay, well, the only letter I'm missing is the top left corner, which I'm expecting to be an I. So make sure I look low. I have no crouch. Perhaps if this is in a room with sunlight, a secret message will appear. Can I light the candles? They're special candles. Using my burning glass? Not so fortunate. I don't see any... Again, no instructions on what to count in here. Just that this is a holiday day. In the boudoir. So, December 25th? Let's just put that down. 8 dates. Are they terribly uncreative? Oh my goodness. They were terribly uncreative. But that means I have unlocked my second red letter. 8 dates, open 8 safes. So it's literally like the holiday. Okay, you know what? That's better than nothing. That was the safe clue, and we've cracked something that's eluded us for forever. Maybe that will start helping us crack the rest of them. But now we've got red note number 4. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marian's disappearance from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. You gave up her family, her fortune, and her life, and all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name, nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifice as she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid, and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son, Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies and will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year, Daniel. So our son Simon, heir, when he learns of your cursed foolishness. So we finally learned our father's name, I think, is Daniel. Interesting. So when he's talking about Marian's disappearance, but he's saying she gave up her life. So our mom could be gone. Interesting. But also, he is explicitly saying that Simon is Herbert's heir. It's also Christmas themed again. We're not coming for Christmas this year. Our countrymen must be made aware of the color of the flag she flew. He rode into the darkness of 100 nights. So that does take me back to the letter that we got from our dad in the mail room, where he was basically talking to us alone. And yeah, I mean, he didn't sign it Daniel, he signed it Dad. But now we have that information. Well, I wrote down everything I could get out of that, and we have opened one of our safes. And what do you know, it was a date. And so the Christmas hint panned out. And we have now solved the boudoir, so if I ever get this in one of the things, I can knock this down a page. And funnily enough, now that I got told that the pantry has something in it low, I feel bad for setting that one to not be common. I need to cut up the episode again. This day continues on for quite a while still. We still have to finish searching the house. We have to explore the tomb, light every candle we can find, and so on. So that's going to do it for today. And we'll see you back for more blueprints next time on Wheel of Games. Bye-bye.